What is your relationship with your body like today, and how did you get there?
I think throughout our conversation, I've kind of touched on how I got there, right?
Yeah.
It was like boundaries, community that saw me, and a lot of it is just self-love, right? It's just learning to love yourself. This is the body I have, and this is the life that I'm living, and there's no use in like spending time like hating it or speaking negative to it. And it's like, yeah, that stuff comes because it's always being bombarded on us. And I get that there's struggles with it, and I'm like, okay, that'll always be a struggle, but I choose that whatever comes from me, I want it to be of love, and I want it to be of self-love. I've had to do a lot of art and writing and, you know, understanding my own self and therapy. But I think that it's all stuff that I would say was work, because we were thrown into a world that like is going to push us against all of that. If I wanted to learn to love myself, I had to fight against everything that I've been conditioned to. And that goes about, you know, gender, it goes about body size, and skin color, and beauty. I think what's happening now, though, on the other side of that was like, aging is now happening. And that's the hard part.
Just some white hairs,
though. Yeah.
Girl, you want to talk about white hairs?
It's like,
I have my cap on.
That's what I'm saying, is like, aging is the hard part. It's like, fuck, I was getting to a point where I was like, I'm a bad bitch, I'm good.
Right? I mean, that's not gonna change.
Yeah, it's not. But there is a sense in myself where I'll look at pictures from like 3 years ago, like, that was my prime. You know, it's like, you know, and it was like that sweet spot of like my transition and still being young and fresh, and it was like, okay. I would say it's like, okay, there was one journey of like getting to accepting my body, and now I'm realizing as I'm getting older, here comes a new journey that I gotta figure out.
I totally resonate with that, the aging piece, and also the like being a body that carried a baby, and like a lot of reconciling with like, oh, I thought I knew so much about my body, and having to like relearn it is fascinating. It's hard as shit, and like there's almost a level of like, I thought we were good, buddy. Like, I thought we were good, like, and I feel a little betrayed. We're having a conversation, talking every night.
It took a long time for me to accept my body. Because I grew up really on the overweight side, and then I like ended up like losing weight in college, but that was mostly just like starving myself and like and just like partying a lot. And then when I became a cook, and like at one point I remember I was kind of like, fuck it, like I don't care about my body because I'm a cook, like I'm stuck in this like place. But I felt sick all the time. I was always tired. I also like didn't like my body. And so I started working out regularly like 4 years ago, and since then, like, I've learned a lot about how my body is and how it reacts to certain things, and now I'm just kind of like, well, this is, I don't know, I'm like happy with it. Like, I don't pay attention to the scale anymore, which I think is like the biggest win of my entire freaking life. You know, like,
it's such a lie.
It's such a lie. It's such a lie. I hate the scale.
It just tells you your relationship to gravity, right?
Yeah. But like now, like I think I measure my body on strength. Because I've learned in the last year, like I used to tell myself like, oh, like I could never run, and now I'm like quietly like trying to train for a marathon.
And that's such a feat.
Yeah. So like I feel like for me it's more about like strength than it is about like the way that I look. You know, also like carrying things in kitchens, and like when people see me carrying things and they're just like, oh, do you need help with that? I'm like, no.
I got that.
Don't touch me.
Give me another thing to balance on my head.
Yeah, I got like defensive about my strength more than anything now.
I feel like I still struggle.
That's real though.
I have this mindset, like I have to be this certain weight. Oh, yeah, I've always been a skinny person, but like I've always had it instilled in me, like I have to stay skinny. As I'm getting older, like health issues is starting to come up. So like I've taken out meat from my diet, and hoping that's helping a lot. But I just got a blood test 2 weeks ago, and it was talking about my kidney. And my kidney function is low, which is not good because it's like my mom struggled with kidney disease. So it's like, I don't want to be like hard. It's really, really hard to take care of yourself. And like, I think you should always take care of yourself, especially at a young age. Like, get yourself checked for everything, because you don't know. Like, you may be the healthiest person ever, outside-wise. You may look really healthy, but inside, you don't know what's going on. I'm struggling with that because it's like, I don't want to, I know it's so bad to say, but like, I don't want to gain weight because I have that instillment in me, like, don't gain weight, don't gain weight.
It's very deep and it's very ingrained, you know, and that messaging is very constant. So that's not surprising.
It's a hard thing for me to deal with.
Yeah.
Every day.
I think my journey with my body has less so had to do with my weight and more trusting my emotions. My anxiety and depression, I never could read it. I just like felt it and was like, what is this? Why do I feel this way? Last year I've had to learn to tune into like, wait, something happened and that's why I'm reacting. And like my body is telling me that I didn't set a boundary, someone crossed a boundary, and I just wasn't aware of it at the time. And my body reacts, and like I'm learning to get like more and more in tune with my body's reactions. And like I never had that trust with my body before. Like I always thought I was like crazy, or I'm making these things up. I must be over exaggerating in my mind. And so I never trusted my body when it would tell me these things. So it just like got so unresolved for so long. And now I'm finally like, wait, my body knows what's going on.
Right.
Oh my god, your body will always tell you when something's wrong. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
I know.
Yeah.
And I never knew that feeling. So I'm like happy, you know, that I'm getting to learn myself that way. Obviously there's still a bunch of other things.
Sure. And I don't think it ends, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned aging, like that's not going to end until we're no longer here, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, it's bad because I still feel like I need reassurance.
I don't think that that's bad.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about like our lifetime of being bombarded with this stuff, right? And it's like it's hard, and that's why it's like, to me, it's constant work. And where can you find that reassurance, right? And part of it, can you have your own self-love voice that instead of the voice that's always telling you that you're bad, can you switch it to be a voice that's always telling you that you love yourself, that your body is as it is perfect. It really is just the reality of things that we need that reassurance all the time, because the world has taught us otherwise. You know, in all of the intersections that we all hold as like brown people, as first generation. There's all these things that like have gone against us. That if we want to have healthy relationships with our bodies, our emotions, that it takes things like this, the work that you're doing, bringing knowledge and understanding to it, conversing about it, and having community around it. I think it's going to be a lifetime struggle.
It is, you know, and hopefully it's something we can pass down to like future generations too, right? Like that's a whole nother level that we have to think about too, being where we are.
We're social creatures.
Exactly.
It makes sense we would want to feel like our community involves us and is okay with who we are.
Yeah.
That's how we get by.
Any final thoughts? Anyone else want to grab anything on the table?
I just want to say thank you for putting this together.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you for partaking in a meal with me and having this discussion. And if you want to continue the discussion, head on over to goddesscecilia.com.
Wrap.
Woo!